Today, we're gonna be doing something to my truck. Now this is a little controversial to the kind of truck that it is, since it is a ZR2, which is an off-roading truck. However, as I'm getting older, things are getting a little harder. So what I'm gonna be doing today is installing this truck step to my Chevy Colorado ZR2. So let's get started. So when it comes to the Chevy Colorado, it's all generally gonna have the same framing in the back. And this includes the newest 2026 models, all the way back to, I think, 2018 models, which this right here is a 2021. But from what I could find online, the framing where you need to mount the truck step will be exactly the same from that year range. The interesting thing of this is no matter where I looked online, I could not find a foldable truck step for a Chevy Colorado. The only thing I could find is the bumper where they had these steps right here on both sides, which I thought, hey, that'd really be nice. I wouldn't mind that. But with the ZR2, that bumper will not fit on here without some severe modification. Not to mention that it was gonna be like $600–700 to get the bumper shipped and all that. So I decided to go this route, which I think I can make this truck step work. So let's go take a look at the step first. So this is everything you're gonna get in the box. Now, yes, I've taken it out already to look at it. You're not gonna get it shipped like this. It'll be packaged better. So we got our truck step. We got the bracket arm that helps extend the truck step out from the frame. We got an instruction manual. We got bolts with washers, and then another part of the bracket, which I already kind of pre-rigged up, and that's it. So this truck step right here is not meant for a Chevy Colorado or a Chevy Colorado ZR2 specifically. It's meant for a Toyota Tacoma, which from 2 ZR2 forums I saw online, people said they made this step work. But there were no videos or anything on how they installed this. So I really want to see if it's actually going to work and if it's actually as easy as they say it is. So now we're going to get under the truck and get to work. So to show you guys where I'm working, this is where my spare tire is. This is the driver's side. You're going to come to the back of your bumper right here, and you're going to go up and you're going to find this bolt right here. This bolt needs to come out, and from what I found online, you need to drill another hole down here into this part, and that's where your other bolt's going to go into. So I'm gonna take this bolt out, and then we'll see if that bracket lines up and I can drill a good hole into the other side. So the correct socket for this bolt up here is 21 millimeters. So now I gotta figure out a way to get this up and break that bolt. Whew, that sucker's on there. I gotta get out the big boy. There we go. So we got that bolt out now. Now I'm gonna put the bracket up in there and see how it looks. Put that up there. All right, so update. I just spent a good amount of time looking at it. I really don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a shot because this bracket sticks out way into the fender where I'm gonna have to cut some of the fender out, which makes me really nervous. But I'm gonna try it out because people say this works. So I'll give it a shot and we'll see. But right now what I'm doing is I got this bracket, and that top bolt that already has a hole in it, I need to ream it out essentially because this bolt right here that comes from the factory is too thick to fit in here. So I'm just driving the bolt back and through here, making threads in it. If you have a bigger metal bit, you can run it through. I don't have a bigger metal bit, so that's why I'm using the bolt, but make do with what you have. So this is pretty good right now. I'm actually gonna leave the bolt threaded in there with this sticking through because now we gotta mount it up there to mark our bottom hole. So I got the bracket mounted up there, but now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do here. So I'm thinking the plan is to kind of cut from like here to here, take this chunk out and go from there. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna remove this plastic piece fully. I think I'll be able to get it out of the way, and I'll put it back once I'm done cutting. We got that all out of the way, so now we can make our cuts, which is nerve-wracking. First, we're gonna put some blue tape on everything. So the tape's on. I'm gonna mark it with a Sharpie where I need to cut, but first, put the step up there one more time and make sure I'm cutting in the right place. We're gonna go here and down. Also, I'm using a Sawzall to do this, which some people may say to use an angle grinder, but I think this is gonna be a little more easier, less of a mess, and I also cut the long part off this blade, so it's really short. Let's go. Need to cut it up a bit and down a bit. Okay. This is a very tedious process. Oh, ow, 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 ow. All right, let's see if I did it. I definitely scratched old girl up a bit. I think we're there. Now what I'm gonna try to do, send the bolts through to this piece to just see if it works, kind of mock it up. Oh yeah, that fits perfect. Now it definitely sticks out a little bit on this side, but you can adjust it in, which I think I'll do real quick just to see how it looks. All right, now we're gonna take everything back off and mark and drill our hole up here. Fit my arm up in here. So just to show you guys, this is kind of where the bracket goes into, is that hole up there. And I marked that hole out, that's where I need to drill. I'm gonna drill real quick and hopefully it'll fit. All right, so now I gotta put the bracket back on. And then for my bolt, I got like 1.5 inch long bolt with just a washer and a nut on the other side, if I can fit the washer, and some thread lock. Now we gotta go back up top and mount the plate on the hinge arm. Like I said, this adjusts. However, I had a little difficulty adjusting it. It was not wanting to sit perfectly flush per se. All right, I think what I need to do is cut these little edges here because that's what's getting caught. Let's see if this works. Yep, fits like a glove now. So we're gonna slide these guys in. We'll tighten all these down, and once this is done, put it on down below. Now this is just a test fit because I do need to file down these edges, and I'm gonna put some paint on them so they don't rust. Not supposed to do that. So I finally got the step where I want it. I had to get a bigger bolt, so I had to run out and grab that and come back. So when you're doing this, at least get a M10 size bolt or a 3/8 inch thick bolt, preferably 7/16. But I'll make sure to link the specific bolt that I use for this down in the description below. So now the issue we have is it's rubbing just a little bit on the edge. So I'm gonna take a little bit more off, and then we should be good. And right now this is the action. Moving pretty smoothly for the most part, except hitting this little metal here. Yes, it does stick out a little bit. That's fine with me. Probably if I really wanted to, I could cut some of this out and actually move it in more, but that would kind of defeat the purpose of it. So right now, this is where it's gonna sit when it sticks out, which leaves enough room to climb on this and climb to my tailgate. So I'm gonna take this back off, make another cut, and we'll keep going. First, I wanna tape everything though and mark out where I need to cut. Oh yeah, and ignore this big tool mess here. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. Let's do one more fit check, and then we gotta paint the exposed metal. Now I just need to file down these sharp edges, which thankfully they're not too terrible with the tape, but some of these over here are. And once they're filed down, I'm gonna pull the truck outside, cover some things up, and just spray this edge real quick. So I actually decided I just sprayed the spray paint in this plastic container, and I'm just gonna touch it up. It's gonna be the easier way than trying to cover everything up in spray, just because it's a little bit of metal. It's pretty good. Obviously you can see the paint right here if you're down, but for me, I'm not that worried about it. I use this truck for work. But if you're concerned about it, just make sure to be more careful when you're cutting the edge there. Or they even make touch-up kits that you can buy online to match your exact paint. Now we gotta put this plastic trim piece back on. There's 2 little screws for this that go on this side of the fender, so don't forget to screw those back in. And to get these 2 screws, you are gonna need a little right angle screwdriver like this. I also need to cut it right here to make it flush with this piece. And to do that, I'm gonna mark it with a Sharpie on the back side, and I'll pull it back and just cut away. I'm just gonna let this side float as well. It's really not gonna go anywhere. And honestly, dirt and debris get caught in here, so kind of the looser it is, it just lets that water flow in there and get that gunk out. Now the last thing we need to do is reinstall the step finally, and hopefully everything works fine. So here's our bracket with the 2 holes. We need to put those bolts through, slide them through. I'm also gonna put thread lock on these. Now we need to take this little piece, washer, whatever you wanna call it, and that slides up this way. Now you take your unit, push it up, and screw it in. This is when a little electronic stubby ratchet helps. We're gonna check tightness with a regular ratchet. It wants you to torque spec these, but I really don't know how you can get a torque wrench up here. All right, let's check, make sure it closes. Perfect. Now let's do the final test. I'd say this is working pretty good. And just like that, this step is done. Now, the first thing I want to say is this took me almost 6 hours to complete. Now that does count running around going to different hardware stores and trying to pick up the right bolt, which thankfully I was able to get one that worked. However, that was what took the most time with this, is finding that right bolt to be able to fit through the hole at that weird angle down a little bit, to be able to capture the nut on the other side and tighten it down. Now, one thing I also forgot to mention is that I put a couple washers up in between that bottom bolt that I had to drill for, between the bracket and the frame, because there was about a 1/4 inch gap, maybe a little less. And what was happening is when I was stepping on the step, is it was causing it to bend down a little bit, so it was giving it play. So once you put those washers in and put the proper bolt in, it's working fine. It's not moving anymore, which is what it was. Now I will still say, I'm a big guy. I'm about 250, 260 pounds. So when I step on it, it definitely feels like it's flexing a lot, but I think that's just the construction of this unit itself, not necessarily how it was installed. The other thing I want to point out too is obviously this does not look the best right here, this little touch-up paint. If I really wanted to, I could go to GM and get the paint match paint and put it right here. I may do that later, but for right now, I'm just going to cover this up to keep it protected. But besides for that, this was a fairly straightforward install, except for the whole bolt fiasco. If you're going to do this yourself, I highly recommend getting all the parts I have listed in the description below, because it'll make it easy. Enough of me rambling on. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below and I'll get back to you right away. In total, this cost me under $200 to do, so a lot cheaper than replacing the whole back bumper with side steps. Now, would that look maybe a little more sleek and elegant? Sure, but this does the job and does it just as good. With that said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot as I did through this whole process. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. With that said, I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good rest of your day.